meals at 125, auto and police liability at 135. That saves us another 47. And then the 3% increase you had amounted to 85,777. And while as you pointed out, I do not have the authority to tell you who you can and can't give raises to, I do have the authority to say I can't put that in that budget and consider myself fiscally responsible.
So my people will continue taking a 5% decrease in pay this year as they did last year.
Correct.
And everyone else in the county gets paid the exact same that they did.
If that's the way you want to look at it, yes, that's the way it has to be.
Okay. Any further for me?
Just so you know the number that those add up to, if we make those deductions, that yields $4,461,228. That is predicated on a transfer in of 583,244 to meet those, to have revenue in proportion to that. And Rick, do you have the percentages that I gave you? That represents a 2.8% cut in your budget from last year. Overall revenues are down 9%. And Rick is going to go get the percentages that have been calculated for the budgets. General revenue, the assessment fund, 911, they are experiencing a lot of them a 6 to 8% cut. So, I mean, I know you take no consolation in this, but you're on the low end of the cuts this year. I know you're on the high end one, you're on the low end this year.
And I bet they don't average out, but okay. I understand what you're saying.
What do you mean average out? Oh,
to
bring it back to square one?
My 16 and my
right. No,
two something is 18 over 2.
Right.
You can't figure it that way. But
yeah, they do not average out.
Their 5 this year, or 3 this year, or whatever is not even going to come close to my 16 last year. So.
Right. General revenue 9.2, road and bridge 8.7, and that number, that's actually going to, they're going to take a bigger cut. Assessor a 6-point cut. 911 dispatch a 4.3% cut. So the 2.8 is, while it doesn't make you happy, it's what we have to do to keep this county on firm financial footing.
You're correct. It doesn't make me happy.
I understand that, but
the only thing, and I understand you're looking overall, my office actually did $190,000 better than what it should have last year. $180,000. I should have come in at $10,000.
You're right.
So mine is not part of this overall loss that you're talking about with the county. Mine was actually adding to, and I don't feel it's fair.
What overall loss are you
When you're talking about everybody's down this, down that, everything was down. Mine was down in sales tax by what, $10,000? It came in 10,000 or so less than what it, 20,000 I guess, less than what I predicted. What I'm getting at is I didn't come in under budget, I came in under revenues.
Right.
And under budget.
And under budget. Right. But the establishment of that 192,000, we can't, if we turn around, budget it and spend it this year, we're right back at square one. We need to be able to go into a year to start these departments with several months worth of reserves to guard against the situation we had in 09 where there was no revenue to back what you needed to have to operate your department.
It's an office, but that's fine.
Office, department, whatever it is. We are not on firm footing. 192,000 is great, but that's not for a $4.5 to $5 million, whatever in the years past it has taken to operate your office. 192,000 is a drop in the bucket as to where we need to be.
I'm not denying what you're saying. I agree, you need to have reserve in there, and that's what I've asked all along. When it was good, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when it was good for 5, 6 years straight, where the sheriff's office didn't take a penny from general revenue.
Right.
In fact, gave back quite a bit. There was no reserve put in place. I understand it's not your commission at that time. You were not on the commission at that time. But now we're paying the price on top of already paying last year, we're paying again, just to get it to where it is.
You're still gonna have that 190, if all goes as planned, you're still gonna have that 192.
As a reserve next year when I.
As a reserve, plus whatever good you do this year. And if we can start out next year with $500,000 in the bank, then we're in a position to give raises, because we have money to fall back on.
Well,
Basically,
I believe you probably know that I'm going to be losing more people again. There's been a lot hanging on just to see what happens in January, and unfortunately, I hate to say that, but we'll be losing good experienced people and bringing in kids out of the academy, because that's about what we can get right now. I don't know a single one of you guys that would go over there and work in a jail for $23,000 a year, but I've got 26 of them, 25 of them, something like that, to do that. All right, that's all I have, unless you gentlemen have some other questions.
that's like it for now.
All right, oh, there is one other thing, and maybe I ought to wait. Yes, sir. 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock tomorrow, can I go in there? Let me talk about that. Because we have a, their graduation tomorrow. It's close. About 1.
Be available at 1 tomorrow?
Or, what's your other, what else you got?
11, 1 or 2.
Let's try the 11, that's better for me, much better for me.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
I don't have much of a schedule tomorrow.
This is that budget meeting, we need to probably get in and see if we can work it all out. Some way, shape, or form.
11 o'clock.
I just don't, I don't wanna see us keep spiraling down. Like I said, the citizens are the ones that are paying, not us. It's not gonna affect us up, sitting up here, it's gonna affect them, those people, so. Thank you, appreciate it.
Tomorrow at 11 then?
Tomorrow 11.
See you then.
Oh, there was one other thing, I knew there was something, that's what I was about to say. Maybe I would bring it up tomorrow, but my civil fees, I would like to have that go ahead and bring it back 70, because I wouldn't have to use it.
I did.
Okay.
I went ahead and put it back wherever you had
Okay.
it.
Good enough.
I just left it at that.
Thank you.
The law enforcement restitution fund, I didn't find a budget.
That's not mine, the county prosecutor
The
holds
prosecutor.
that one.
Okay, that's because there is, look into that, because it's labeled law enforcement restitution.
Yes. It is considered law enforcement restitution. It's divided by law between the prosecutor and the sheriff. The prosecutor is the one that's responsible for maintaining and balancing that fund and gives the checks out and everything. However, in this county a few years ago, they divided that 3 ways. Drug court gets a third, the
Right.
sheriff's office gets a third, and the prosecutor gets a third. Couldn't tell you what's in that account other than I know what the treasurer has, but I couldn't tell you how much mine is. I could never get an accurate accounting from them. So I would love to know, so I know what I've got sitting in there for this year.
So you are able to access that
Only through
through
a board.